Justin Verlander coming back to Detroit, finishing his career a Detroit Tiger.
If this is not the best rotation in baseball, I don't know what is.
Welcome back to Your Detroit Now. We got an unbelievable show ahead of us, talking everything in the world of Detroit sports. Musa, we're not in the traditional studio today, are we?
Yeah, we're taking it on the road.
Taking the show on the road. We're in Mass Mutual, Great Lakes. Special thanks to Manuel Amezcua for letting us borrow his studio. Musa, this is absolutely amazing. A lot of Lions gear. I see a couple Bears jerseys. I see some Jets. I see some Golden State Warriors. I'm seeing a lot of awesome merch.
Yeah, this is the best studio I've ever seen.
100%, Musa. So what happened this week? What's the last game we talked about? Let's talk to Pistons.
Last game we talked about was against the Knicks. We won that game. And then the one we're talking about, it was against the Hornets. Did you see that fight? That was incredible.
Musa, was that fight the coolest thing that has happened to Detroit this past month?
That is the coolest fight.
Bad boys are back. Is that right?
Bad boys are back.
Musa, let's talk about the fight. All four parties were suspended. Isaiah Stewart given the longest suspended, 7 games. That's what you get when you come off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't come off the bench anymore, but I loved when he came into the tunnel. They were asking him, why'd you do that? What's going on? Musa, he gave the best answer I ever heard. Why am I here in Detroit if that's not what you got me here for? Musa, let me bring you his stats. Isaiah Stewart so far this season averaging 10 points, 1.6 offensive rebounds per game, 3.5 offensive rebounds per game, 1.1 assists, 0.3 steals, less than 2 blocks a game. Musa, I think Isaiah Stewart knows the reason he's in Detroit. It's to be the protector here. He's very much the protector like there is in hockey. Musa, that's what it costs to be a protector in the NBA, $17 million a year.
Wow.
Musa, while we're on the topic of the Charlotte Hornets game, tell us about the game leaders.
Miller, I've never seen this before. Cade Cunningham was the Detroit Pistons all-game leaders. Really? Cade Cunningham, 33 points, 12 for 27 on field goal, 7 for 7 on free throw. Cade Cunningham, 9 rebounds, 8 defensive, 1 offensive. Cade Cunningham, 7 assists, 3 turnovers, 37 minutes. I've never seen one player in basketball be the entire game leaders. With that, he's going to be my player of the week.
Great pick. Congratulations to Cade Cunningham. Dominant performance. Is it safe to say he's first place in the MVP race?
First place.
100%. Musa, let's go to the team stats. Pistons, 47% on the field goal, 20% on the 3-ball, 82% on the free throw line, 10 turnovers, horrible. 41 rebounds, percent led was 73%, and 16 points was the Pistons' largest lead. They came into the game minus 2.5 favorites. I like the Pistons going in, and that fight, I like the Pistons all the way.
Yeah, it was no doubt the Pistons were going to win. Best team in the Eastern Conference.
100%. Nobody's really close. Stephen A. Smith is scared of the Pistons. Said it on First Take. He told us there's unfinished business between the Knicks and the Pistons. So I like the Pistons all the way. Could the Pistons represent the East in the finals?
100%.
Officially, for the first time in the season, with the win against the Raptors, Musa, we're going to head into that win against the Raptors. The Pistons officially take first place in the NBA because they have played fewer games than OKC. So Pistons' percentage win is 0.755 versus OKC's 0.75. So Pistons by 0.005 have a better percent win. So with that, Pistons officially are become the best team in the NBA.
You scared of OKC?
Not anymore, Musa. I'd love to see them deep into the playoffs. Musa, let's talk about that game against the Raptors.
The Pistons got the win 113-95, and with that win, we officially declared 40 wins on the season.
That is outstanding. We are the second team to do so, right behind OKC.
Let's talk about some of the game leaders. Cade Cunningham, 28 points, 9 for 14 on field goal, 4 for 6 on free throw. Tobias Harris, 12 rebounds, 10 defensive, 2 offensive, and Cade Cunningham, 9 assists, 3 turnovers, in 30 minutes. Amelia, why don't you hit us over to team stats?
Yeah, absolutely. Field goal percentage, Pistons were 46%. 3-point percentage, 41%. Free throw percentage, 68%. Below 70 is terrible in the NBA. Turnovers, 16. Rebounds, 47. Percent led, 99%. And the largest lead the Pistons got, 23 points. Musa, that's what happens when a 40-win team plays a 32-win team.
You're absolutely right. Amelia, I actually discovered that it's the Toronto Raptors. I don't know Canada had a basketball team.
Musa, of course Toronto's got a basketball team. Musa, next game the Pistons play is against the Knicks. Unfinished business. This game is on Prime Video, February 19th, almost a week away, Musa. What do you like about this game?
I don't know how the Knicks have a 57% chance of winning the game, and we have a 43%. That makes no sense.
Looking back at the previous two games, Pistons are up on the series 2-0. Final score of 121-90 and 118-80. Musa, these guys, we got their number right now, but there is unfinished business. They knocked us out of the first round of the playoffs last year. Jalen Brunson killed us. Jalen Brunson currently averaging 27 points a game versus Cade Cunningham's 25.3. When it comes to dominance per team, Jalen Brunson is technically more needed on his team than Cade Cunningham is, but I like Cade Cunningham right now to win the MVP, and I like the Pistons in this game. I think the Pistons go 3-0 on the series.
I'm going to have to agree with you.
All right, Musa, let's head it over to men's hockey. While the NHL is on mid-season break right now, there's still men's hockey to be played. Isn't that right?
The Olympics.
Men's Olympic hockey, Dylan Larkin made the U.S. men's national team. Super, super excited. Musa, we just had our awesome interview with Manuel Amezca. He talked about his love for this country, and I think, when you're watching this, is there anything that could be cooler than a USA-Canada final?
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
We saw it in the Four Nations tournament, but could you imagine if we're fighting for something real? We're playing for Olympic gold. Wouldn't that just be unbelievably cool?
Yeah, that is unbelievably cool.
USA. Musa, let's talk about the United States' first game against Latvia. Final score 5-1. Dylan Larkin ended up in the penalty box. Final score 5-1, like we said, but that came 1 goal in the first period, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. This was a pretty dominant performance against a country that really stood no chance.
Yeah, USA probably second best in the world for hockey.
Probably behind them, Canada. So it's a tight race. USA's next game is against Denmark, Saturday 14th on Valentine's Day, Musa. USA plays Denmark. We are favored to win this game. I am pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I'm also really excited.
What are you looking for in this game, Moose?
Really, I want us to play more aggressiveness, more shots.
100%. Hopefully Dylan Larkin can get one in the back of the net.
Hopefully.
Breaking news coming from the Tigers this week, Musa. Justin Verlander coming back to Detroit, finishing his career a Detroit Tiger. Tigers signed him for a 1-year, $13 million deal. $11 million deferred till 2030. $2 million he's getting this year. This is a really smart move by Scott Harris.
It's a very smart move. Oh, we got the goal back.
The go is back. Musa, Justin Verlander is going to break a ton of records. But let's talk about what this does for the Tigers today. Tigers currently probably have the best rotation in baseball. You have Jack Flaherty. You have the GOAT in Justin Verlander coming back. Framber Valdez, Tarek Skubal, 2 back-to-back Cy Young Awards. You've got probably the best rotation in baseball. Jackson Jobe coming back from Tommy John surgery. The only guy I've seen that can throw a disgusting 100-plus mile-per-hour fastball and a slider back-to-back. Musa, does this put more pressure on the coaching staff than any other team? And is this the best rotation in baseball right now?
If this is not the best rotation in baseball, I don't know what is.
So I think it is better than what the Dodgers had because the Dodgers just lost Clayton Kershaw to retirement. We'll see him in the WBC. However, this has got to be the greatest rotation in the MLB right now. And I think that puts the Tigers in the ALCS at the minimum. That is the bare minimum standard. Back-to-back NLDS for the Tigers. And that's just with Tarek Skubal. Now you have Framber Valdez. Now you have Justin Verlander. I mean, the things this rotation can do, we're no longer looking at pitching chaos as a must. I mean, Tigers are dangerous in a 5-game series now.
Yeah, they're very dangerous. Like you said, they had a great one last year. We couldn't pull it off, but let's see what this year has.
Yeah, we lost to Seattle, who is probably the best team at the time. We absolutely did not deserve to be there. We overperformed. However, we were all excited about it. And this year, the stage is so much higher. The floor is so much higher. There is no room for error. And I think, ALCS is a minimum for these guys.
Yeah, 100% agree.
So, Musa, what is Justin Verlander going to do? Obviously, he's going to add that veteran touch to the locker room. However, he's also probably going to win his 300th game as a Tiger. This is a total bookend move. Start your career in Detroit. Started playing in 2005. To finish in a Tigers jersey is going to be awesome. He's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Tiger. I have no doubt about it. So, Musa, how excited are you to have Justin Verlander, the GOAT, as you said, back in the locker room?
This is going to be a great season for us.
Yeah, and Justin Verlander had an outstanding end to this regular season. 9 batters scored in his last 7 games. That's an ERA below 2.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy is not, some scrub off the streets here. This is like a top tier arm that we're getting. Ignore his age because he can still play.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree.
Musa, while we're still on the topic of baseball spring training around the corner, first game against the Yankees, February 21st. But before we talk about spring training and the Tigers, World Baseball Classic is right around the corner. Team USA going up against some of the best in the world: Venezuela, Costa Rica, Italy, Japan. There's unfinished business with Japan. They won it last year. Tarek Skubal got the call from Aaron Judge, Team America's captain, Captain America. Musa, what does it mean to have a guy like Tarek Skubal, the greatest pitcher in baseball today, playing on the World Baseball Classic America team during a contract year? I mean, there's so much going on with that, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So we made the decision to go all in right now, but is this a smart decision to see Tarek Skubal play in the World Baseball Classic?
I think so.
I think you're right. I think an opportunity like this comes once in a lifetime if you're lucky. So this is a great move, and I'm super, super excited to see a Tiger play on the WBC.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
All right, Musa, with all that being said, I'm looking forward to Tiger season. Tigers are probably going to go further than they went the last season in the playoffs. Favored to win the AL Central, worst division in baseball, but the Tigers are now a top 10 payroll team. Musa, with all that being said, I think we've talked about the Tigers enough. No games for MSU this week. Let's talk about UofM basketball, college hoops.
Yeah, the last time we talked, Michigan was playing the Penn State Nittany Lions, where we won 110-69. The next game they played was against the Ohio State Buckeyes, our greatest rivals.
A rivalry game is always exciting,
especially when it's a blowout, 82-61.
That is super, super exciting.
Let's talk about some of the game leaders. Mara, 24 points, 11 for 16 on field goal, 0 for 0 on free throw. Yaxel Lendenberg, 14 rebounds, 10 defensive, 4 offensive. And Elliot Cadeau, 6 assists, 0 turnovers in 20 minutes. Team stats: 46% on the field goal percentage, 33 for 71. 43% on the three-point percentage, 10 for 23. 86% on the free throw percentage, 6 for 7. 8 turnovers, 43 rebounds. 98% led, and 23 was our largest lead.
Yeah, U of M never lost the lead. They did tie it up at one point, but super, super dominant game for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and especially when it's against your greatest rival. I mean, I know Ohio State's not a basketball team.
How'd that football game go?
I don't want to talk about it. But next game we played was against Northwestern. I also don't want to talk about that game in football.
Oh man. Was this a close game?
Close game. We won that game 87-75 against the Northwestern Wildcats. They're 2 for 12 on the Big Ten. How's that for football in MSU? 2 for 12. That sounds pretty familiar for MSU.
Yeah, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
You guys got robbed here. Northwestern got robbed here. They shouldn't have lost this game. They were up 71% of the time.
They were up 71, and we came back. Wow.
20-point swing in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Let's talk about some of the game leaders. LJ Kaysen, 18 points, 5 for 8 on field goal, 7 for 9 on free throw. Yaxel Lendenberg, 12 rebounds, 8 defensive, 4 offensive. And Mara, 7 assists, 4 turnovers, and 27 minutes. When we talk about the team stats, field goal percentage, 43%, 30 for 69. 3-point, 28%, 8 for 29. I know 3-ball is hard to do, but that is just terrible.
It's terrible, and it's probably the reason you guys were down so much in the first half.
Northwestern wasn't better.
That's true, but at least they scored, man.
Free throw percentage, 70%, 19 for 27, 12 turnovers, 47 rebounds, 21% led, and largest lead was 12.
Yeah, and I think the big question everyone, around the world was wondering was 8:30 start time. Was Musa allowed to see the second half?
Okay, whatever. Northwestern had a 86.5% chance of winning the game, and we came all the way. Like we said, if the opponent has an 60% chance of winning the game and they lose, it's fine. 75%, that's pretty bad. Anything above 80 is horrible. Above 85%, and we came back.
I know 80% plus is a lock, and like I said, that 20-point swing was unbelievable.
I know we don't have any MSU basketball games since our last episode, but the next game they play is against the Wisconsin Badgers. Would you like to go through this?
Yeah, let's talk about this game a little bit. MSU currently sits with a 54.2% chance of winning. MSU currently comes in at a 1.5 point favorite. That's pretty low if you ask me. If we look at our team's comparison, Jeremy Fierce Jr., 15.1 points per game versus Nick Boyd averages 20.2. That is a monster swing. However, Wisconsin, 17 wins, but they're only 9-4 in the Big Ten. This is a sneaky good team, and currently I'm a little bit concerned. I have no doubt the Spartans can pull it off. Top 10 team in the country. Wisconsin unranked, but like I said, I am nervous about this game, but definitely looking forward to it.
Hey, Miller, what was the last time you versed an unranked team?
That is a sensitive subject, and it's way too soon for that, bro. Way too soon.
76-73, Minnesota won.
Yeah, we're not talking about that, Musa. With all that being said, I did forget to mention my player of the week. This week's player of the week, Justin Verlander. I know he didn't play, signing an unbelievable deal. Like I said, 1 year, $2 million this year, $11 million deferred till 2030. Player of the week, Justin Verlander, for coming back to Detroit.
Great pick.
Great pick. All right, Musa, with all that being said, busy week in the week of sports, awesome week for Tigers. Let's hit the phones. First question comes from Jim in Sterling Heights. Jim wants to know, Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and Jack Campbell. You can only keep 2. Who would it be?
Oh, that is very, very tough. Can I say the best draft class we had in a while?
100%. 100%. So why don't you walk us through the drafts?
First pick we had was Jahmyr Gibbs. Everyone thought this was a pretty weird pick since we had David Montgomery.
100%.
And then he turns out to be one of the best, the fastest running back in the NFL, and one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Yeah, I know some people were a little upset about that Jahmyr Gibbs pick, weren't they?
Yeah, some people were upset.
Some people were.
Then next pick we had was Jack Campbell. He had a slow start in his rookie year, and then he balled out his next two.
He's got the green dot now.
This guy is fearsome.
Sure.
Top 3 in tackles this year.
But Musa, who would you pick?
Branch, Laporta, Gibbs, or Campbell. Dang, that's hard. I feel like I have to go with the 2 Alabama guys.
Really?
Really?
I think I'm going to take Gibbs and Campbell. I think you can't run the offense without Gibbs, and I don't think you can run the defense anymore without Campbell. We did the season without Sam Laporta, but Brian Branch, he's always coming in and off injury reserve. So I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell.
I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs and Brian Branch. Brian Branch is like Ed Reed to me. You see his hits?
He's a good player, man. Next question comes from D in Sterling Heights as well. I wonder if she knows Jim. Rank all these coaches in Detroit sports: NFL, MLB, Red Wings, NBA, NCAAF, and NCAA men's. Who has the biggest and brightest future ahead? Who is the most likely to win a championship? I'm going to start off. Most likely to win the championship first, I think it's AJ Hinch with the Tigers.
I 100% agree with you.
And I'm rooting for the person to have the best future ahead. Obviously, Pat Fitzgerald. MSU is going to bring home a national championship.
Yeah, you can say that.
Isn't that right? We're going to get one of these. We're going to get one of these.
Yeah, you'll get one of those in the next 50 years.
Maybe. What about you, Musa?
I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to take actually I'm going to take JB Bickerstaff on the Pistons.
That's a great pick.
I'm going to take JB Bickerstaff with the most brightest future, and for the most championships, I'm going to go with my boy Kyle Whittingham.
Ooh, I don't think so. I'm actually rooting for the opposite. So hopefully these guys have a long and awesome future ahead where we can have some awesome rivalry games.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, come watch our next video, and this is Your Detroit Now.